ओ ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां। नारायणं पद्मभवं वसिष्ठं शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमतस्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतस्य पद्म पादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोटकं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। सर्ववेदान्तसिद्धान्त गोचरं तमगोचरं गोविन्दं परमानन्दं सद्गुरुं प्रणतोऽस्मि अहम्। Adhikari, a person who is fit enough to understand and follow Vedanta, is very important for us to know who really is an Adhikari and what kind of an Adhikari we are. Adhikari meaning qualified person. And we saw that yasya mumukshuta asti sa eva adhikari. One who has mokshasya ichcha. Moksho me bhuyad iti ichcha. May I become free. Now in this world, nobody is really want to be a slave of anything. See, when I am getting addicted to something, let's say I'm addicted to drink or drug, that addiction is because I find myself finding joy in what I'm consuming. I do not consciously want it to become a slave. Nobody wants to be a slave. Everybody wants to be a master only. Even if you tell a child, listen to me, so the child will look at you for some time. Yes. Not forever. Forever, it won't listen. It will listen until it become a teenager. Afterwards. So, no human being really wants to be a slave. So all of us actually are seeking freedom only in different ways. But here, what is this moksha? Moksho me bhuyad iti ichha. Not from the objects of the world or some person or some particular condition, but let my soul become free of all the limitations which come in the form of birth and death. Janma mrityu jara vyadi dukkaihi moksho me bhuyat. So here, moktum ichcha mumukshuta. So in the previous verse we saw in 28, ahankaradi dehantan bandhan ajnana kalpitan. अज्ञान कल्पितान बंधन, अज्ञान से उत्पन्न हुआ ये बंध को मैं छोड़ूं. This is the mumukshutva. So अज्ञान कल्पितान बंधन अहंकारादि देहांतान, अहंकार से देह तक, from the subtlemost element of ego to gross body, all these are all bandhanam only. Aham, ahankaraha, bandhanam. Manaha, bandhan. Buddhihi, bandhan. Everything is to be understood as ajnana kalpitan. So, कारण क्या है उसका मालूम होना चाहिए पहले. So, कारण निवृत्त्या कार्य निवृत्तिः. Removal of cause alone can remove the effect. So, bandhanasya bandhasya karanam kim ajnanam. Now you see, ajnana, I have told you before also. Najnanam ajnanam. That is first thing. मुझे मालूम नहीं है. So, not knowing is also ignorance to start with. So when we were studying in the school or the college or whatever, we were not told you are Atman. Are you told you are Atman? These Balwar kids are so blessed, I'm telling you. They were told from the child when it's 4 or 5 itself, they were told you are Atman. What a blessing. Mujhe nahi tha aisa knowledge. I was not there. Were you there? Were you having that knowledge? So the kids who are taught, they are very blessed because they know. Whereas until I met and then studied Vedanta, I never knew that. What I don't know. So, najnanam ajnanam. I do not know. See, the problem is when I do not know something, the karanam I don't know. So, therefore, I don't even know that is the cause of my problem. Bondage I experience, but I do not consider bondage as a bondage until I know that cause of this is ajnana. So what we need to first of all understand that this ahankara, mana, buddhi, ityadi, ye sab bandhan hai. These are all bondages. But that very recognition of them as bondage itself is knowledge. Isn't it? How many people are there in this world who never consider that as a bondage at all? You know, today I was seeing in some news, and there is an advertisement for some insurance or something like that. I don't remember. So the statement was very interesting. When your child is born, your worry begins. The advertisement is to tell you that don't worry, we have some coverage or whatever. उसका मतलब क्या है? You are already getting into a state of bondage and don't even know that it's a bondage. So, Najnanam Ajnanam. Not knowing. Alpajnanam Ajnanam. Another thing is Alpajnanam. Thoda malum hai. Thoda malum. Little I know. See, little knowledge is dangerous also. So I asked one girl, for somebody's house I went. So the mother was very proud. My daughter can cook. I said, okay, what can you cook? She said, I can do pasta, I can do this, the 2 minutes noodles. I said, I can also do that. It's not a big deal. What you have learned from your mother. Can you make dal? So she looked at the mother. Mom, is it that yellow liquid stuff that oozes out? Don't do, please. I don't know what you are going to give to me. Some yellow stuff flowing. Because he doesn't even know what dal is. How can you make it? So I know a little. That little knowledge can destroy whatever you know also gone. See, that is what happens, when people listen, they say Maya hai. And they go with that Alpajnanam and they have this Sab Maya hai. Oh, Sab Maya hai to aapko detachment ho gaya? No. Whatever I don't like is Maya. Maya includes what you like as well as what you don't like. But so Alpajnanam, what happens? It is only for the sake of protecting yourself from some, kind of a trouble. And you can probably use that little knowledge that you have, but that won't save you. Alpajnanam ajnanameva. Third one is apurna jnana. Purnata nahi mila hai. Scholarly you are very smart, you learned everything. You can probably chant all the 700 plus verses of Bhagavad Gita and Upanishad. फिर भी आपका दुख निवृत्ति नहीं हुआ तो सुख प्राप्ति नहीं हुआ, आनंद प्राप्ति नहीं है, आत्म साक्षात्कार नहीं है, then apurnam, paroksham. So what is the purpose of study? Swaswarupa avabodhanam. Realization of Swaswarupa, one's own nature. Swaswarupa avabodhena muktamicha. That's why he puts that way. Ajnana nivritti Swaswarupa avabodhena. By realization of one's own true nature, only that can finally remove the bandhanam. See, today in the Advaita Makaranda class also, it's very beautiful, he said, Swarupa me, Swarupena me sattvam, na dharma. Swarupeneva me sattvam. Mera swarup kya hai? Sattvam here means not another quality. Sattvam is astitvam. मैं हूं, meaning existence is the swarupa. Swarupa me, swarupena me jnanam. Jnanam api swarupam. Sattvam mama swarupam, jnanam mama swarupam, sukham mama swarupam. ये धर्म नहीं है, गुण नहीं है. Dharma or quality is subject to change from person to person, object to object, element to element. What is heat in the fire is not found in the water, correct? Smell in the earth is not found in the wind, in the air. Then these are all dharmas, gunas. But astitva is not a guna, it is the swarupa. Water is, earth is, air is, space is, I am, you are. वो अस्तित्व है ना, वही स्वरूप है, उसका अवबोध होना चाहिए. Realization of my nature as pure existence, and I have all the other qualities which are subject to change. मैं गुण में मुझे गुण नहीं है, वो धर्म भी मैं नहीं हूं. All the qualities and all the dharmas belonging to the matter, that is not me. So swarupa avabodhena, by the realization of my nija swarupa, swaswarupa, moktam ichha mumukshudha. इसके लिए अधिकारित्व is very important. मध्य मंद अधिकारी है, मध्यम अधिकारी है, उत्तम अधिकारी भी है. That is why in the next verse he says, Manda madhyama rupapi. Verse number 29. Read aloud. No, before that, 29 or 28, whatever. 28, sorry. Manda madhyama rupapi. Vairagyena samadhina. Prasadena guroseyam. Pravruddha suyate phalam. Manda madhyama rupapi vairagyena samadhina prasadena guroseyam pravruddha suyate phalam. Mandya madhyama rupapi vairagyena samadhina phalam suyate. Pravruddha sa iyam pravruddha guroho prasadena. Even if you are not a uttamadhikari, none of us are really uttamadhikaris, really. See, that's what in the last portion he says, that Nitya Sukha Swarupa Mokshad Anyat na kama yedi tatra vilambanam cha na sahate iti pravruddha mumukshuhu mukhya adhikari bhutva kshipram labade phalamidya. Only a person who feels that other than moksha, I have no other desire in my mind. And until that realization, freedom is obtained, he is not able to rest content at all. He cannot even bear the delay. It is like a child is there who is having a birthday, and birthday cake has not arrived, let's say. How restless the child becomes. Mommy, where's the cake? Where's the cake? And who's bringing the cake? Where is that uncle? Please call him. So, I'm just giving a simple example, how restless the child becomes when the child is aspiring or desiring for a cake which is not yet arrived. And how restless it becomes. Vilambanam na sahate. It cannot, bear this delay. I mean, there are many examples like that. When a lover is anxious to meet his beloved, vilambanam na sahate. One is not able to bear the delay. And the mother who is giving birth to the child, who wants to see the face of the child which is born, vilambanam na sahate. In the same way, Bhakta, who is devoted to the Lord, wanting to have a darshan of the Lord, vilambanam na sahate. In that way, mumukshu, uttama mumukshu is what? He the one who cannot bear the delay. That was the condition of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa and such other people, great people. I want darshan of Kali. I cannot wait. Uttamadhikari tu durlabha. Very difficult to find. So, okay, Swamiji, we are settling down to Manda Madhyama Adhikari. We are Manda Adhikari to TK. So, even Manda Madhyama Rupa Abhi Vairagyena. What is mean by Manda Madhyama Adhikari? Manda Vairagya. Manda Samadhi. Rupa. Samadhi Shatka Sampatti also Manda. Or Madhyama, mediocre. Madhyama Vairagya, Madhyama Shama Dama Ityadi. So when we have not fully developed Vairagya, not intense Vairagya, Tivra Vairagya is not there, and also the control of our mind, etc. Also, we are very often default. We are not able to maintain our control over the mind or the senses. We don't have that much of Shraddha, Shama, Dhamma, Uparadhi, Diksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. Vivek also, itna badhiya nahi hai. We are not able to discriminate so carefully. All that thing when you have either dull or mediocre. So, kya karoon? Somebody would complain to Shankaracharya. Hai nahi, kya karoon? So, we are all deprived of that. Nahi. Guroh prasadena. Guru ka prasad se sayam pravruddha bhavanti. The importance of Guru is, Guru's prasad will definitely increase this. आप तीव्र मुमुक्षु हो जाए, होएगे. What's it? होएंगे or होएगे? You will become. Future tense. You will become तीव्र मुमुक्षु. हिंदी में होएंगे. हम होंगे कामयाब. हम तीव्र मुमुक्षु होंगे. कैसे? Guru Prasada. Guru Prasada. The grace of the Guru is immeasurable. Definitely, it is. There is no doubt in my mind. There is no doubt, because many people ask me this question: how did you become this? How? I mean, even my parents ask this question: how did you take up to this spiritual? I don't know what you were, from the very birth is like that. Not at all. Even in the school, no. College, no. Then, Guru Prasadat. It's only the grace of the Guru. Nothing else. It is, you will never know how. See, there's Gurudev beautifully writes here. This Guru Prasada, it is so nowadays made so commercial. Anybody and everybody claims to be a guru. That is another thing. It becomes a trade, as he writes. The trade has fallen to such a depth that now there are gurus available who can, through the nation's postal service, send their distant disciples packets of grace and glory of the curative strength, failure-proof talismans, child-bearing seeds, and even packets of God's own vermilion glory. All these, mind you, at a reasonable rate, quoted ex Grodon. $500 if you give, I'll give you more grace. $1,000 VIP grace available to you. We have come to that level of selling Guru's grace. See, interesting. So it is Guru's decision whom to give grace or not to give grace. नहीं, ऐसा नहीं है. In the presence of a Mahatma, your mind becomes calm, quiet. And not only calm and quiet, it is capable of receiving what is already available to you. Gurudev says here that, in fact, the distribution of grace is not controlled by the Guru, but depends on the capacity of the recipient. Guru Sannidau Manasattvam Jayate. Manasaha Sattvam Vivruddham Bhavati. Sattvic quality of the mind, which is hidden, because naturally the mind is sattvic, really speaking, it is sattva, mayayaha sattvugana uppannāha antakarāṇāni. The sense, the organs, in antakaranas are all born out of the sattvic quality of the Maya. Therefore, they are by nature sattvic. But that sattvic nature is now presently being overpowered by tamas and rajas, and in the presence of a guru, it goes back to, settles down to its nature of sattva. In that presence, in that guru's presence, adhikaritvam vivruddham bhavati. Adhikaritvam, the ability to know, the qualification increases. Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan, Mumukshutvam, ityadi. Ittam cha mumukshuna, mumukshaya, sorry. Moksha icha rupatve abhi yata sa pravruddha tadeva palam prasude ityanena tad pravrutyartam vishaya vairagya samadhi shatka guna guru prasada labhartam prayatna kartavyah purushena ityuktam bhavati. Bhagavan Krishna also says in Gita, tat vijnanartam, tat vidhi pranipadena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninaha tattvadarshinaha. When you want to really want to understand this knowledge, you need to necessarily go to the teacher with the feeling of humility, ability to serve and ask questions. Pranipadena परिप्रश्नेन सेवया. सेवा करने से, प्रश्न पूछने से, और with humility. Humility, service, and question or vichar karna based upon what he teaches. So, in the presence of Guru, prasadena guroho sa yam, that very mumukshuta pravruddha suyate phalam. These two, vairagya and samadhi shatka sambandhi, samadhi, that's that called sadhanani, these shat sambandhi, all these sixfold wealth, as well as sadhana chatushtaya, totally together, put together, they all will become very well grown. So therefore, next one he says, chadana sadushtaya madhye dvidiya tridiya sattve sarvam tatra asti na anyata ityaha vairagyam iti. In that fourfold qualification, Viveka, Vairagya, Shat Sampatti, and Mumukshutvam. In this fourfold qualification, the second and the fourth are the most important. Vairagya and Mumukshutvam. So that is said here. Vairagyam cha Mumukshutvam.
Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam
Tīvram yasya tu vidyate tasminne vartavantasyuhu phalavantashramadayah.
शमादयः
वैराग्यं च मुमुक्षुत्वं तीव्रं यस्य तु विद्यते तस्मिन्नेवार्तवन्तः स्युः फलवन्तः शमादयः वैराग्यं च मुमुक्षुत्वं dispassion and intense desire to be free. Tivram, in whom it is intensity is I, yasya, to vidyate is seen, tasminneva, to that person alone, they become arthavantaha, useful, purposeful, and palavantaha, shamadayaha palavantaha. The other 6 qualities which were talked about as Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, they become fruitful, purposeful and fruitful. Now you see, let us say I go to a shop and buy a chair. Now why do you buy a chair? You need to have a purpose, correct? The chair is nice, shining. I bought it. No, that is not the purpose you bought. The purpose of buying an object must be clear in your head. Why? I want to sit on that, or it may be useful for my work, whatever. Right. Secondly, only when you use it, you see the result. So one is called Artha, another is called Phalam. Artha, meaning, purpose. Phalam, result, prayojanam. So if only a person has got intense dispassion and intense seeking for the liberation, to such a person alone, the Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Tidiksha, Shraddha, Samadhan, these kind of 6-fold wealth, virtues will become purposeful and useful. So here it says, Tibra mumukshasva eva samadhi palatvat. Yadi Tibra mumukshutvam tada sadhanam vina phala alabat karyat karanam anumiyate idi samadhimatvam tasya suvacham. Tibra mumukshutvam tada sadhanam vina, without the intense desire for liberation and also the sadhan for that. Without that, phala alabat, result will not be gained. Karyat karanam anumiyate. Karyat karanam anumiyate. Anumiyate means you infer, right? Karyat karanam. So from the result, from the effect, you are trying to understand the cause. Now, that is the method of medical science also. Somebody is coughing, somebody is having fever, they look at the symptoms first. So he's coughing, he's having cold, he's having all this. His symptom treatment. Then he says, if these things are happening to this person, what could be the reason? Yeah. Why? So karyat, from the effect, karanam anumiyate. Now, if you look at what is the karya final end that we are looking at, the end result? Freedom. That is what one is seeking, correct? So that is a prayojanam one is looking for. Okay. How this will come to an effect? Why? How will it come to one come to enjoy that freedom? The freedom is what you are expecting. So the freedom that you are expecting or trying to enjoy is going to be caused by something. What is that is going to cause this freedom? Jnanam. That is clear. Ajnana nivritti. Ajnana nivritti or removal of ignorance is the means, sadhana. And through that sadhana, karanam, karya, which is in the form of freedom from the bondage is going to happen. So the sadhana that is required for the karana becomes to karya. The cause to become an effect. It is like mud is there and I want a pot. There must be somebody who knows how to make the pot should be there. Or just mud is there. What do you want? Pot. How? No doubt you know mud alone can make the pot. But mud alone will be the cause of the pot. But the pot will not come into existence by itself from the mud. There must be sadhana. Kya sadhana? Either you should know how to make the pot, or you can bring us somebody who's making the pot. Correct? You got all the wood. I want furniture. It will not become furniture. So that is what is called sadhana. You understand, therefore, the samadhi shakka sampatti becomes creator of the result, and also only when you have clarity of the final result, you know the relevance of Shama, Dhamma, Upadi, Praditi, Diksha, Shraddha, Samadhana. That's why he said, Tibra Vairagye, when you have intense dispassion, Samadhi Shabdaha Arthavantaha. So, only when a person has got intense dispassion, such a person alone can have the usefulness, purposefulness of control of the mind, control of the senses, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, withdrawal, Titiksha, tolerance, Shraddha, faith, Samadhan, inner quietude. All these you can see. When the Vairagya is there, then you know how these are all so useful for you to get to the final point. If the Vairagya hai hi nahi, if somebody who has no Vairagya, who has no what you call the dosha buddhi, Vishayeshu dosha drishti nahi, who say, if you say you have to control the mind, kyun? Vairagya, no, these are all going to make me joyful, so why should I stop anything? Why should I control my mind? Why should I control my senses? If at all he or she does, temporarily. That's why when they, you go to yoga class or yoga studio, meditation, we are going to do meditation. All of them sit quietly. That's all they do. What else you can do? Swamiji, you go to the yoga teacher. Can I have a coffee or the Coke before I sit down? If the yoga teacher is not a person who has knowledge why the meditation is, he said, yeah, you can have it and then sit down. So Vairagya is absent, then Artham of that, the purpose of the Shama, Dhamma, Uparaditisha are all also not known. That's why here it says, Kakasya Vishtavat Asahya Buddhi Bhogyeshu Sa Tivra Virakti Iti Ishyate. What is Tivra Virakti? What is it? Considering the experience of the sense objects equal to that of the dropping of a crow. Think about it. You pour water and then you pour this. How disgusting. Kakasya vishtavat virakti tivratva nidanamahuhu bhogeshu dosha ikshanameva santa. Bhogeshu dosha ikshanam. In the sense objects, one should clearly see how limited, painful they are. Painful. Ye hi samsvarshaja bhogaha dukkayonaya evate. Dukkasya yoni, the womb of sorrow. What? Ye hi samsvarshaja bhogaha. All experiences born out of contact are all sources of pain. Adyantavanta kaunteya nateshu ramate buddha. Men of wisdom do not engage or indulge in that. Iti vairagye tivratvam tat sadhanam cha katitam sarva vedanta siddhanta sara sangrahe. It is said very clearly this way by Bhagavan Shankaracharya itself in Vedanta Sara Sangraha. So, please understand, Tivra Vairagye Samadhi Shabdaha Arthavantaha. Only when Vairagya is there, the Shama, etc. become purposeful. Tivra Mumukshutve Samadhayaha Phalavantaha. They become fruitful. So that's why given both Arthavantaha Syuhu, Phalavanta Syuhu. Samadhayaha. Arthavantaha purposeful. Phalavantaha fruitful. Purposeful and fruitful. Purposefulness you will see only when there is Vairagya. Fruitfulness of that. Fruitfulness means what? The final result a person gets when he realizes how they are so because of the Shamadama, etc. They caused this result. You know, its simple example is if you are daily doing some exercise, 30 minutes or so, lifting some weight and this and that and running or some kind of cardiac work, etc. You may not find the result of that at that time. You feel very little exhausted, a little tired, etc. Do not immediately don't eat. But when you get the time when you are supposed to eat, and you'll find how easily the digestion takes place. Earlier you used to have heaviness, and now that food is going on very easily digested and not feeling you feel very heavy, is because that is the phalam. When do you get it? Only when you eat and experience how the digestion is so smooth and how you have no issues with the digestion, etc. And when you realize that, oh ho, yehi hai phal hai, uska phal ka karan kya hai? Because I expended energy, I exerted myself, even though it is painful at that point of time, sweating and whatnot. But now I know, enjoy the result because of the process that you went through. And that, helps you to gain more Vairagya. See? More Vairagya means what? Tomorrow also, whatever be the thing, I'll keep aside some 30 minutes, sacrifice my time for everything else, and then do this particular act of exerting myself, doing some physical exertion. And so that intensity starts when you see the purposefulness. Vairagya hai to purposeful hai. When you see the result, you see the phalavantaha. You see how they caused the result. Now, when we come to this Atma Jnana, even though when we hear from the Upanishad, from Gita, from the Guru, etc., many times when people come to Upanishad, my Upanishad lectures, when we used to have, Swamiji, I have read this Upanishad before also. Now it is becoming very clear. When they say that, I do not say it's because my explanation you understood better. No. Your mind has become more calm. That's why you are able to enjoy that. You thought about it, you vichar kiya aapne, then certain doubts were there somewhere here and there. And now when you hear it again in a different way, oh, I did not think that way. Oh, now I understood. It happens when you listen to some music also. This time you sang very well. Every time you sang rightly only, but you are able to appreciate it better. Because you learned the skills, the nuances. Now you enjoy it better. So in the same way, jnanam, that is, Gita is written, whatever, 6,000 years back. But according to the adhikari, so will be the knowledge that person will be getting out of that. It's not rewritten anytime. Every edition they add more verses or what? Same thing only. But as we understand, as we start practicing Shama, Dhamma, etc., then the mind become more receptive and more subtle it becomes to understand the concepts or understand the ideas. And especially when it comes to Nididhyasana, sitting quietly to contemplate your practice of control of the mind and the senses, etc., or tolerance of the dualities of life, the tiksha. When that is there, in the seat of meditation, your ability to calm the mind and bring to sajadiya vritti pravaha, vichadiya tiraskarana becomes easy. So in the Nididhyasana samaye, Shama, Dhamma, Uparati, Ityadayaha, Phalavanta. They give you that result. At that time, you will not know. When you are angry, when you control that anger, or you overcome the anger without retaliating or revengeful, you just understood the fruitlessness of that anger or passion or lust or greed. At that time, you are able to let go of it. In the seat of meditation, you will see the result. That's why Guru used to say, to sit in the seat of meditation for half an hour, prepare for 23.5 hours. Gita chapter 6 also says, no, Yukta ahara viharasya yukta jeshtasya karmasya yukta swapna vabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkaha. The meditation becomes the means for destroying sorrow if only you had moderation in your sleep, moderation in your wakefulness, moderation in your food, moderation in your action. But then when you sit for meditation, you see how that moderation helped you. While you are doing, you will not know it. So if a person is still not convinced and continue to be mandadikari, let us say, he's not going to the Guru, or he is not really studying, he is not developing a Shama Dhamma properly, what happens to that person? So here it is said here, next verse, Etayor mandata yatra viraktatvamukshayoho maro salilavat tatra shamader bhana matrata etayor mandata yatra viraktatvamukshayoho maro salilavat tatra shamader bhana matrata. Very strongly comes there. Yatra where, in whose person, in the person, विरक्तत्व मुमुक्षयोः एतयोः मंदता. विरक्ति में मंदता, मुमुक्षु में ही, मुमुक्षुत्व में ही मंदता. मंदता means dullness. There is a mere dull development of vairagya and mumukshutvam. If it is there in whom, then the shama, dhamma, uparati, tidiksha, shraddha, samadhan, they are only bhana matra, abhasa matra, superficial. Bhana matram. As Gurudev says here, only as a what is that? Weak to him, it becomes like that of some ineffectual. Ineffectual. Like what? Example is given. Maro salilavat. Tatra. Maro salilavat means marubhumo, in a desert land. When you're traveling, and when you're traveling for a long time, you're so thirsty, and you see an oasis. Because of the heat, there is a reflection. Wow, there is water finally. And you go there, nothing is there. From a distance, it looks like it is there. When you go near, there's nothing. Yatra yasmin purushe etayoho viraktatvam mokshayoho mandata tatkalikatvam. It's only temporary. Not even temporary, it's only superficial. Maro salilavat, like the water in the mirage. Nidaga samaye, when there is thirst. Marubhumau, in that very desert land. Chanda kirana samparke, due to that hot sunlight which is going there. Durastasya, in the faraway place. Tatra jalamasti di brantihi. There is water. In this way, a illusion bhavati happens. Na jala labha. Nahi milega usko jala. Water is not available. Tatra naiva pipasa nivrittihi. Thirst also will not be quenched. Pratyuta shrantasya, indeed, a person has put a lot of effort while walking there. Tatra chaladhiya jalartam gamanena, by going there all the way up to the point where he thinks there is water. Samadhikyameva, there is only effort, but there is no result. That's why when people say, Swamiji, पढ़ रहा हूँ मैं पढ़ते रहता हूँ, गीता पढ़ता हूँ, उपनिषद पढ़ता हूँ, ये पढ़ता हूँ, अंदर नहीं जाता है स्वामी जी, अंदर नहीं जाता है. आप कुछ करो ना, ओपन करके कुछ अंदर डालो. Isn't it like a mouth open and then put some food inside? Well, like a child when doesn't want to eat, you know? When the child is still sleeping, they open the mouth and push it inside. ऐसा कर सकते हैं. It's not happening because manda shamata, manda dhamata, manda uparatihi, manda vairagya in general. Tadvad tivra vairagya mumukshutvayoho abhave, and there is no intensity at all. Marusalilavat, like that of the water in the mirage. Shamadehe, even a person may have an appearance of having control over the mind and senses. Tatra bhana matrata, only an appearance. Na samadhi phalam tasya, just a person cannot get any result out of that. Napi itaraihi shanta ityadi shaptaihi vyavahriyate cha iti bhava. Later on, shanto dantaha, it's going to be explained how the student will have a highly developed ability to quieten the mind and the senses. Evam sarvesham vedantanam advitiya brahmani pratyak binne nitya shuddha buddha mukta swabhave tatparya nirnaya anukula vyapara rupa shravanatmaka brahma vichara adhikarino visheshanani vivekani विवेकादीनि निरूप्य आत्म साक्षात्कार साक्षात् साधनं भक्तिं पूर्वोक्त विचार साध्याम् आह मोक्ष पूर्वोक्त विचार साध्याम्. Now, one important thing which we all may probably overlook while walking the path of knowledge is bhakti. Bhagavan Shankaracharya does not want to see in the Upanishad Granth mein, you don't see as much as it is said in Gita, etc. In Gita, every chapter Bhagavan will bring bhakti. Every chapter will say, finally, in explaining everything, say, just think about me. Everything will be fine. But that bhakti, that is very important, that he is going to talk about it in the next verse. We read here, verse number 32. Correct, no?
Yes, 31. 31.
Okay, here in 31, all right. Mokshakarana samagriyam bhaktireva ghariyasi swaswarupānusandhānam bhaktirithyabhidhiyate. Ityabhidhiyate, correct. Iti, no, ityabhidhiyate. If it is written ityabhidhiyate, correct it. It is atyabhidhiyate, correct. Iti abhidhiyate. So become ityabhidhiyate. That printing is mistake there. Mokshakarana samagriyam bhaktireva gariyasi swaswarupānusandhānam bhaktirithyabhidhiyate. Samagri. You know, samagri means, what is samagri? Ingredients, necessary ingredients. Puja samagri, you say. So the kumkum, chandan, you know, then you have vibhuti or akshata, and then, you know, light, lamp. These are all samagris. Necessary, required, or necessary or required ingredients. So among the moksha sadhana samagriyam, among the ingredients for sadhana, moksha sadhana, means to liberation, bhaktihi, the devotion is gariyasi, excels, supreme. Now, what is this devotion here we are talking about? Swaswarupa anusandhanam bhaktihi. Constant, Gurudev writes, constant attempts to live up to one's own real nature. Swarupa, nature. Swaswarupa, one's own nature. Anusandhanam, abiding, staying in close to. Anusandhana means to being, following very closely, abiding. Now here, the Bhashyakar here says, Swaswarupanusandhanamidi nidityasanam uchyate. What is Swaswarupanusandhanam? So, it is an ability of this mind to let go of its own objective transactional engagement in this world and go towards or following one's own subject. Subject meaning self. Tasyeva sakshatkaram prati sakshat sadhanat Shruti acharya upadeshena, by the teachings of the Shruti, scriptures, and the teacher, sa atma tattvamasi dishrutaha, having heard the statement like tattvamasi, yo arthaha, whatever be the meaning indicated, tava swarupam brahma tadeva tvamidi, you are that Brahman, In that way, what is being told? Tad anusandanam, following that, tad bhavana dhara, that continuous thought about that and that alone, vijadiya pratyaya tiraskrita, leaving aside unnecessary other thought processes, sajadiya pratyaya pravaha rupa, continuous flow of the same kind of thought following the teaching, sakshatkar kare asadharanam karanam iti bhava. A continuous flow of, see, even bhakti, when you say, even when you take in the case context of a devotee doing a devotional engagement of ritual or a puja or a worship or singing bhajans, the intent of that bhakta is to constantly keep the mind in the Lord. That is bhakti. Just as a devotee can keep his mind constantly thinking about Krishna, 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 either by chanting or by doing the japa or the singing. In the same way, based upon the teaching of the Guru, the mind is able to leave aside all other thoughts and only exclusively having the single thought process or flow towards Aham Brahma Asmi. In that way. So, atayeva mokshasya karanam abhivyanjakam yajnanam tat samagryam tat sadhanam udhaya, sadhana samudaya madhye bhaktireva gariyase shatka karanatvat iti uktam. We'll read more of it in the next class, how bhakti in the form of Saswarupanusandhanam is the best. Om sarve bhavantu sukhinah, sarve santu niramayaah, sarve bhadrani pashyantu ma kaschid dukkhabhag bhavet. Om shanti shanti shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om.